Hey YouTube, it's Laval Tutorials, crawling out of the woodworks with the worst video idea possible that I could have made about World of Warcraft. Today, we're gonna be placing every single player base in this game into a political compass, according to their class. So, just a big preface here, this has nothing to do with the lore of these classes, right? I don't care what Illidan Storm Rage did. It's not gonna affect the Demon Hunter placement. Edwin Van Cleef is not gonna affect the Rogue placement, okay? This is purely about the community. I've been around the block. I've played every single class, and to do this, to learn the classes, I've had to go inside of these communities, get a certain, and I got a certain vibe from every single community, And I've also played this game a lot, and I've of course interacted in dungeons and in raids with many players of many different classes. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be placing them here in this political compass, according to the vibe that I get from them. What I think their political views might be. All right. So if you guys aren't really familiar with the political compass, economic left, we got the socialists, the commies here. To the right, we got the capitalists, pretty basic stuff. And then up here, we got authoritarians, we want to give power to the state, to give the city, and they're gonna, give the citizens a good life, right, if they have more power. And to the down here, we got the libertarians, and the libertarians, they don't trust the state with that power. They don't think that giving the state power is gonna give them better lives. So they want to strip the state of the most power possible, right? Yeah. All right, let's start placing some classes, guys. Enough dilly-dallying, okay? It's been 2 minutes. The warrior. So, look, I don't want to say that the warrior is like an NPC because it's kind of cringe, TikTok Zoomer speak here. But yeah, I don't know how else to say it. I feel like when I see a warrior talk or speak, like I can read them like a book, there's nothing much to a warrior player besides what they say, you don't have to listen to a player speak and then interpret and really think about what they said, you know what I mean? You're just regular people, so they're definitely not extremists, they're moderates, and you already know, if you've played a bit of WoW, that warriors gotta be in the blue quadrant here, okay? The warriors are just the average American voter. They're out here, they might not be listening to Fox News and shit because they think it's a bit too right wing for them. But they are skeptical. They are skeptical of things they're skeptical about socialist policies, things like that. They're probably blue collar workers, and in these construction sites, social circles, they probably get their opinions from these discussions that they have with their construction buddies, and the opinions, they're of a construction site are pretty much in this quadrant right here. So yeah, not as right wing. I don't think they're at a Ronald Reagan level, but they're pretty close. All right, Druid. The Druid is probably one of the most obvious placements in this list. It aligns with their lore as well. They're just nature lovers. They're out here smoking pots. They really like smoking pots. So right off the bat, they're definitely down here. If you have a community of weed smokers, people that like to get high, you're instantly gonna be in the libertarian. You're either gonna be yellow, you're either gonna be green here. So yeah, Druid obviously goes down here. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I feel like Druids actually aren't as much of economic leftists, but they're definitely the most libertarian class in the game. Because they smoke too much pot. They smoke so much pot that it goes a bit. It's kind of exiting the political compass here. You know what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, hunters. Now there's two types of people that play hunter. So if you're in the character select screen, right, and you see hunter, and you're looking at the pets, right, and you like pets. You have a lot of pets in your house. yeah, so if you're a pet lover, you're gonna go for the Beast Mastery spec of Hunter. And if you're like, and the other type of the person that plays Hunter is the one that's like attracted by the whole shooter part, you know? They're gonna like Marksman a lot more, because, you know, they like being the shooter, they like having the blicky, like, so yeah. The thing that these two people have in common is that they're right wingers, you know? Pet owners, you know, like the women that have like 5 cats because they can't get a guy, the men that keep watching fucking gun videos on YouTube, because their state is like really strict on gun laws, so they can't get a gun themselves. You know, they're gonna play Hunter, and I don't think that they really care about too much about the state, right? You know, they have a lot of they care a lot about like their personal freedoms, you know, and this is emphasized by the, like, you know, the fact that they want to own a lot of guns, they don't trust the state, and you know, they want to have a lot of pets, you know, they want to have like a pit bull in their house that just like bites anyone that tries to break in. They don't trust basically what this means, they don't trust the police at all, to do anything that's gonna protect them. So I'm gonna have to say that the hunters are in the yellow quadrant here. They're not goblin level, but they're over here, and they're pretty moderate. All right, so the shamans were kind of a hard one for me. I don't know if you noticed the cuts. Okay, up until now this video has just been one take, but I had to like pause for the shaman. I'm really uncertain about the shaman. I'd like to say that they're like druid lights because they're the same way about elements that they're about nature. But again, this is in the lore video, right? I can't just say that. This is about the community that plays Shaman. What I feel about the Shaman community is that they have like the same, you know, sharing is caring attitude as the Druid community. But they're more strict about it, you know? They're thinking more like, okay, I'm going to share my resources with you, but you have to abide by my rules, right? In addition, you know, they're not really as much of drug users as druids. You know, they care more. Shamans, they more or less care more about the stability of their lives than druids, right? They're less reckless. They're not reckless, okay? They're not as reckless as druids are. So because of like their sharing attitude, I'm gonna have to put them in the economic left. However, like they are a very strict people, okay? So I'm gonna have to put them in the economic left quadrant. I also feel like they have some sort of respect to like Native American culture. Like if you open the character select screen and you pick the class that has like the totems and like the spirit wolves, deep inside you, you know, you kind of have some respect for Native American culture, either because you're a Native American yourself, or I don't know, you just respect it, you know. And you know, this is, you know, respect to Native Americans is, I have to like accord this. I have to give this to the left, okay? Like I can't give respect to Native Americans to the right. I'm sorry. This is a point to the left here. So yeah, Shaman goes here, but again, very uncertain, very hard class for me to put in here. All right, so now the Rogue. The Rogue is very, very obviously a libertarian. So I think Rogue kind of aligns pretty well with the lore here. I think that like the rogue community, like in real life, like they're conniving little bastards, you know, and they really want to fucking stick it to the man. They have some sort of like annoyance with authority, you know, they have a problem with authority, right? This is why they're usually gonna be the ones like starting shit with like the GM and the officers. It's because they have like this problem with authority, right? They're gonna be causing problem with like the police, any form of authority that like is placed above them, like they're gonna stab and they're gonna go against it, right? So they have to be libertarians, absolutely not authoritarian. However, not as much as heavy drug users as the druids. So I can't put them lower than the druids. Okay, they're gonna be like around here. They're gonna be actually, I think they're like just they're goblin level. Actually, I think the goblin goes over here, and the rogue is pretty much over here. You might be wondering why I put the rogues to the right here. I forgot to talk about it, so I did another cut. But Yeah, I think that rogues are just a greedy bunch, you know. They just they don't share. If loot drops, let's say like if a subtlety player, they drop a one-handed weapon that like the enhancement shaman could use, and like that guy only plays enhancement shaman and the fucking rogue never plays outlaw, that fucking rogue is gonna keep the sword, man. He's gonna keep the sword. He's gonna or the axe or whatever. um yeah, there's there's just no honor amongst thieves, man. Like, I don't know, the rogues community and lore, they kind of fit very well with each other, actually. The paladins, I am very certain about where the paladins are gonna go. No cuts here, notice. I didn't make any cut between the rogue and the paladin, because like there's no fucking question about it. The paladins are so racist, bro. They're so racist, and the more they're low key about it, like if your paladin, like in your guild, that you've known for a long time, hasn't shown like any signs of racism, like that it's even worse, right? Because they don't even want to show it like as a joke. Like, it's really bad, dude. Like, these guys have serious skeletons in their closet, bro. Um, and I'm totally not projecting as a paladin player here, guys. These guys, yeah, their friend group, a lot of n-words, maybe 5 n-words a day, something like that. Um, yeah, and they love cops, man, and they love the state. They hate degenerates. You know, I don't think this is surprising to anybody. Okay, I am 100% sure about the paladin placement here. Paladin is right there. Okay, demon hunter. Um, so I was. This is kind of tough for me, the demon hunter, but like demon hunter players, bro. Demon hunter players. They're literally out here having gay sex. I'm not kidding, bro. Demon hunters, like they might like whine in game and shit, but they have like fun ass lifestyles, and they go out and they go out to like gay clubs, and they have like an orgy with like fucking 2 femboys and like a straight woman and a and a fucking straight man, and they're like just all having fun together. Like, they have this really exotic lifestyle, you know. The more whiny demon hunters are gonna be more like secretive of this exotic lifestyle, and the more and the ones that don't whine a lot, like the ones that you see being happy in game, kind of rare. They're gonna be open about their lifestyle too. You know, they're gonna talk about, like, you know, how they sucked some mad cock yesterday or something. Yeah. So yeah, definitely not authoritarian. These guys are just living life, man. Like, I wish I could be. I wish I could be right here. I wish I could be right here. Um. All right. Um. The Evokers, another hard one. This time because it's not been around for a while, you know. So we haven't really seen the community yet. I have like one patch. I played one patch with the Evokers versus a lot more with like the other classes. So like, I don't know much about the Evoker community, to be real. And no one knows much about the Evoker community because it hasn't like grown into shape yet, right? Um, so yeah, this placement is probably my most uncertain one yet, but I'm pretty sure that these guys, uh, they're really down with socialism, and they are authoritarian, man. Like, this is just the feeling that I get with like the like scalies, these like furry people. Um, like, bro, like, yo, let me look this up, bro. Furry, um, like furry kami, right? Look at this. Look at this shit. This is literally the Evoker player, okay? This is an Evoker player. Right here. You see this and you recognize the Evoker. I know it's a furry and not a dragon, but like, I don't know, man. I just feel it. We'll see how this turns out. I think I'll be able to like actually form a coherent response once like this expansion ends, so that we actually get like a good view of like, okay, what happened in the Evoker community, what trends formed, and then we can analyze that and really place them in a correct spot. But for now, dude, the vibe is Mao Zedong type shit for the Evokers, bro. Mao Zedong type shit. All right, Death Knight. Now, I have to try not to project here because I am a Death Knight main myself, and I don't want to project my own political views onto the whole Death Knight community. So I've spent a lot of time in the Death Knight community because it's my main class and I wanted to get good at it. So I spent a lot of time in the community Discord, for instance. And what I noticed in the Death Knight community is a lot of cross-contamination between classes, right? Like, you might be a Death Knight main, but you still, like, you have alts in Warrior and Paladin. Like, when, basically, what I noticed, like, when Death Knight gets nerfed, or, like, when it's not looking good for, like, the next patch, a lot of sentiment will either be, oh, should I make a Warrior? Should I make a Paladin? Should I make a Red Paladin? It's always Warrior and Paladin, you know? So I feel like I'm gonna have to place Warrior and I'm gonna have to place Death Knight next to Warrior and Paladin because there's a lot of cross-contamination, right? I also feel like they fit very well into the blue quadrants because I think Death Knight, like, just like the lore in general and just like the vibe, it really like attracts. I feel like it attracts the veteran player base, you know. If you go through like the starting area, you know, you basically go back to Ogremar, right, or Stormwind, and like the villagers are throwing tomatoes at you, bro. They're throwing tomatoes at you. What does that remind you of? What do you think that was inspired by? I've actually never seen this on Google. I actually looked it up. I think that this like quest where you go back into your home city and villagers are throwing tomatoes at you is an obvious reference to the Vietnam War. It's so obvious, but I've actually looked it up. I looked up like Death Knight's story Vietnam, and there's nothing. But to me, it's like the most obvious thing in the world. Like the Death Knight writer, like did his research on the Vietnam lore and decided to make a character after that. Like the villagers are actually like they're coming back to their home country, and the citizens are throwing tomatoes at him. You know. So yeah, I think that this class resonates with the veterans. And when I think about like a veteran, like they're in the blue quadrant. They're in the blue quadrant for sure, my dog. So yeah, yo, shout out the Death Knights, man. Thank you for serving. Not me though. I didn't serve, but yeah. This is a good placement for Death Knight, I feel. The monk. Wow, I have nothing for monk, bro. I'm gonna have to make a cut here actually and just like think about this for a second. So if you spend some time in the monk community Discord, you know that the monks have like the most mature ass Discord ever. Like they're rarely complaining. You know, these guys, okay, at least the damage spec, right? These guys have one damage spec only, Windwalker. That shit has been ass in raid for years, literal years, bro. Ever since I started playing this game, there's no time where monk DPS was like good in raid, except on like one fight where like, oh, the guy spawns a bunch of ads and now you can spin. But like at that point, who cares? You're padding, right? Like these guys like have been single target losers for for years, and they don't complain. Like they're peaceful, man. They're just peaceful. I know I didn't want to get lore into this because this is like a tier list for talking about the community behind these classes, but like it applies pretty well to the community. These guys are chill, bro. These guys are chill. I wouldn't say that they care too much about any economic, like they don't get swayed that easily by like shit like, you know, by like the media, you know what I mean? So like they don't get swayed into the left, they don't get swayed into the right. So I put them right into the center here, in the x-axis, and I don't know. I just think that monks feel like to each their own, right? So I think that they're like over here, right over here, in the y-axis between the hunter and the rogue. Yeah, like it's just like to each their own, and they don't get swayed in like this economic shit. So they go right here. The warlocks. Okay, these guys are fucked up. I've never met a sane warlock, a respectable warlock that I actually love the guy, bro. Like, never, bro. Like, these guys have fucking issues, bro. These guys have issues, and it's no surprise, right? If you got attracted to warlock, like, as your class to main, like, these guys, like, they spread fucking, they spread affliction, they're summoning demons, They're just like a mage, but like they're more like destructive. Like they it's like mage, but like they removed any like trickster funny um ability, right? Like you're just fuck, you're just such a piece of shit. God, I hate warlocks, bro. I hate warlocks. The best patch in the game, in my opinion, was 10.0. Okay, the one with Razaget. Um, the reason is that Warlock was shit. I just love seeing Warlocks cry, but these guys are fucked in the head. Um, yeah, these guys are fucked. I hate Warlocks. If you're watching this and you play Warlock, leave a dislike and comment under the video about how much a piece of shit you are. Okay, so where do Warlocks go? I don't know, man. Warlocks are, they don't have like any value like economically, like they don't care too much about this shit. Like they just want to be fucking pricks, bro, and like they don't want people to have their fun and freedom. They're just over here, man. They're just fucking dictators, bro. And they don't even care about like economics and shit. They just want to be fucking assholes. Fucking warlocks, bro. All right. Okay, enough about warlocks. Sorry. Yeah, I got way too much on the offensive there. Mages. What's up with mages? Okay, so mages in the community, these guys, like ever since Classic, these guys have consistently been like the guys that are always like fucking geared as shit. Like they're sweaty at this game, bro. Like they collect mounts. Like they're on the game all day. Week 2 in the patch, like they got bis on bis on bis, bro. They're spamming like the same dungeon, like even if it like they're like week 1 spamming like one dungeon, like just to get like a trinket that they really like. That's really good for mage. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a mage. Like if you want to start playing WoW, the last class that you should play is mage because your competition is gonna be fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, mages are nuts. The thing is, because mages like they're always like on the game, and the only thing that they care about in life is the game. They don't really care about politics at all. Like they don't have any political views, mages, because like they're only interested in WoW. Like they're just grinding WoW. Because of this, straight in the middle. The mages are the absolute centrist class. Like many other centrists, you know, they just don't care about politics. You know, they're the biggest moderates alive. Lastly, there's the priest. Priests are kind of weird people, man. But sometimes you'll find a chill priest, but usually there's something like a bit like they're always like low-key weird. Like it's not like the warlock where like they start speaking and you absolutely hate them. Okay, the priest, you actually like you get to know them and you think they're chill, but then you learn that they're hiding like pretty like fucking scary skeletons in their closet, man. And like they're just weird like on the surface, and it kind of goes with the lore, you know, because the priest in essence is like, you know, a priest, you know, in a church. But then like, you know, you can go like shadow priest, you know, and that's like a priest that like, you know, he got corrupted and something's wrong with him. And I think that applies in real life as well. So what's the political view of like of a guy like this? Well, I'd say he's in the red quadrant, guys. No, you know what? This is hard. I feel like priests are like up here. I think they're like in the same place as the warlock. I think priests and warlocks are together. Because they don't get too riled up on like the economic shit, like socialism versus capitalism. Like they just like they're just dictatorial, you know, like they're authoritarian. Like you give an officer role to like a warlock or a priest, and like they're gonna abuse it. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to put them. Let's see, who's more right wing, the priest or the warlock? I have to think about this. No, yeah, this is good. They're right here, like this. There you go. Warlock and priest as the 2 dictators of the list. That's it, guys. I think this was a pretty good list. If you agree, if you disagree, make sure to leave a comment with your critique about any class on here, because I'm actually pretty uncertain about some of them. Don't leave anything about Druid or Paladin though. Like those shit are locked in there, bro. Yeah. Demon Hunter as well. I'm pretty sure that they're right there with Bernie Sanders, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.